don't know. Every time I have sex, it's probably the hottest sex I've ever had because I always do it in different places. Not always with different people, but you know, now that I'm in a long-term relationship, probably the sex isn't as hot. But I'd have to say, honestly, when you got a few drinks in you, whether you're with a new person or an old person from years before, probably have a few drinks, loosen yourself up. You're willing to try more things then. Your partner's a bit more adventurous. You get a bit more creative. You don't mind doing it outside in public. Even don't have so many drinks so that you don't notice there are people walking by. Done that one before. But, you know, hot sex, really throw in some alcohol, try to find a partner who's willing to try things, watch videos, read books, go to the sex shop before you have sex and get some ideas. Talk to your guy friends about it. I know that probably like positions and things like that aren't things that guys really talk about, but they should. Honestly, I like being on top because that's the only way I come. But sex is sex. I love sex. What can I say? Which I think a lot of you guys will probably find out there aren't a lot of girls that do like sex. There are a lot of girls who've been brought up thinking that liking sex is a bad thing. It makes you a slut, and if you let a guy do certain things to you, then you may as well be a porn star, things like that. I'm glad to say that the older I get, the more sexually free I am, which my boyfriend benefits from, because if he was with me a few years ago, it'd be a totally different story. But really, you know, sex is such a forbidden subject. Talk to your girlfriend, or probably not a one-night stand. Don't talk to your one-night stands about sex ever. Just do it, get it over with, and move on. But if you're really you want to increase your pleasure, your partner's pleasure, you guys need to talk. There are things I do now that I wouldn't have done before, just because my boyfriend was, number one, very, very persistent. Not that he wouldn't take no for an answer, but just the fact that it was something that was important to him and that I didn't particularly want to do, but because it's important to him and I love my boyfriend, then eventually I let him do it, and then we're never doing it again. But I did it because we talked about it and because I knew it was important to him. So communicate with your girlfriend. If you're watching a porn with your girlfriend and the girl does something that you want done to you, say, oh, that's really hot. Girls pick up on these cues. We are always paying attention to you to find out what we can do to make you happy. Unfortunately, it's built into us. It's something we can't turn off. So if you say, oh, that I really like that, we remember that until the day we die. So we also remember that if you say something really bad. But just things like that. But be careful, don't go too over the top. If you're in a sex shop and you see like I don't even know, like a double-headed dildo or something, and you're like, hey baby, let's take this home and try it on, and she kind of like is, oh yeah, no, I don't think so, then don't be going for the freaky things in the store, you know, just maybe start out with a small one and move up, things like that. It's all about learning to communicate with your partner, and I think number one, guys have a hard time talking to their girlfriends about sex, and number two, they have a hard time listening, because once they have in their head that they want to do something, they just keep on pushing and pushing. But you really need to communicate, listen to what she wants to do too, and kind of build up that rapport and that trust so that you can do whatever kinky shit you want to do.